Look where I am, I'm back at the house. I must be so echoey right now. I literally sound like I'm in a cave. It's just my living room. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. You join me on the bedroom floor with a little coffee and something a little bit different today. It's actually a bit of a special occasion. I should have got a cake for the occasion. I didn't think that far ahead. It randomly dawned on me the other day. I hadn't been thinking about it. We didn't have a countdown going. I hadn't even marked it on the calendar. But I suddenly realised that it's been 6 months since we moved into this house this week, which I quite frankly cannot get my head around. In some ways, it feels like it's gone like that. And I cannot believe we've been in here for 6 months. And in some ways it feels like we've always been here. Like if I think back to the days that we were living in the flat and I was prancing around the living room nearly falling backwards down those stairs trying clothes on, that literally feels like a different lifetime ago. So what I'm trying to say is time as a concept, time as a cruel mistress, time is something that the human mind cannot understand. Now, what I'm actually trying to say is, it's been 6 months since we moved into the house, so I thought it would be cool to do like an updated progress house tour, but like a very realistic one, because let's be honest, we haven't been super fast-paced with doing this place up. I thought it'd be quite interesting to talk about like what I thought we were going to do to all these rooms and what we've actually done to these rooms, which are two very different things, let me tell you. And just kind of provide like a very slow-paced, realistic kind of update. I will totally admit that when we were kind of wrapped up in the house buying process and I was watching a lot of home content for inspiration and motivation and ideas and stuff, I got completely carried away with comparison and feeling a need to get everything done instantly. I really wanted everything to be perfect and new and our style straight away. And I think even in the first home tour you'll find me talking about extensions and kitchen renovations and bathroom renovations, and a huge part of that was because I was consuming so much home content where everyone's home is perfect. In 6 months we've learned a lot of lessons about what to prioritise, what not to bother with, what we really want from this house. I think literally in the first house tour that I ever did, which I'll link down below so you can see the before, I genuinely talk about getting a kitchen extension, changing the garden, changing the shape of the bathroom, and actually now 6 months on we've decided that a kitchen extension probably isn't something that this house needs. So yeah, I would say patience and waiting and kind of being really patient with yourselves as you move in is just the most important thing. Not least because everything is so expensive when it comes to making a place your own. It's unbelievable how expensive everything is. My savings account is no longer too healthy looking, let me tell you. She's seen better days. The average person cannot go straight into renovation, but it's been so exciting and so wonderful to kind of very slowly see it coming together. Anyway, this might look like we haven't done very much compared to a lot of other creators out there, and to be fair, we haven't. There's so much more we could have done, but we're not in a mad rush to do it, and we're enjoying it as we go along. Without further ado, let's go and start the 6-month house tour. Right, so just like I did with the original tour, we'll start at the front door. Hello, hi, welcome. Shall I put the kettle on? Absolutely nothing has changed here, apart from the fact that we've put up a grand total of 2 hooks by the door for our backpacks. And we also haven't touched this delightful yellow cream colour wall just yet, but that is on the to-do list. The front door is actually a prime example of what I was saying about things you don't realise you need to change when you first move in. Because I mean, on first glance, this door looks absolutely fine, and it is, like, it all works absolutely fine, unless it's a windy day, because on windy days, this door literally sounds like it's screaming. It's obviously got like gaps somewhere around it. It's obviously not fitted properly, so we get this like whistling wind. That's on the list as well. We will get a new front door at some point, but obviously that is literally not a priority. Our little tiny square of hallway also hasn't changed. We haven't got around to doing the stairs yet. These still remain exactly the same, although these are getting higher and higher up my to-do list. Like the bits in the middle where you kind of walk up the stairs are so thin, I can basically feel that it's going to wear through. So I'd really love to like take the carpet out, have wooden stairs, maybe with just like a runner going up the top, but that'll be much later down the line, I'm sure. But anyway, this hasn't changed. We've kept these quarry tiles. Okay, so we're going to kick off with the living room, which is the room that you've all seen 10 million thousand times by now, and I'm probably really sick of seeing. You're like, I didn't sign up for a channel about one living room. But I think it makes sense that this has taken up most of our attention and most of our time, because this is where we spend the most time, and it's the one that we wanted to make feel really cozy and lovely and happy. So as you might remember in the before footage, this floor was not this cute. It was old orange laminate, very sticky, very weirdly sticky, and no matter what I cleaned it with, always a little bit sticky, so I was very glad to see the back of that. As soon as we changed this flooring, it like completely transformed the room. The sofa also did a great job of that, and just kind of like adding our own personal style into this room literally made such a difference. Actually, another thing that hugely changed this room was swapping out the curtains. Does anyone remember the tartan curtains? What a dream they were. We swapped them out for these very kind of lightweight, swooshy, beautiful bright white curtains, which made a huge difference. And of course, the pièce de résistance of this room, the living room fridge. The fridge still remains here until we get a new kitchen, but we're kind of totally adapted to this now. We actually quite like having a living room fridge. Yeah, we love this room. We're really proud of it. It's what we've put the most effort and kind of like styling into, I think. And I think that makes sense because obviously it's the room where you spend the most time. Still really want to jazz up the fireplace. I'm thinking I probably want to tile it still. I want to give this little cupboard a makeover, which I've seen online, but it requires me buying a jigsaw, and I'm not sure I'm brave enough for that yet. The ceiling, we haven't quite got around to yet. Nobody mentioned the ceiling. And also, nobody mentioned the lampshade of doom. But other than that, I mean, apart from the fact we still have a fridge in it, but hopefully by the end of the year, maybe, the fridge will exist in the kitchen. And speaking of kitchen, next up, so coming through down here to the kitchen, which we haven't really done all that much to. Originally, we thought that the grout was going to come up like this patch here. We thought all of the grout was this lovely kind of white creamy colour, which made it look really defined and nice. But it turns out there's been multiple different colours of grout used everywhere. So I now hate this floor, which is a bit of a shame really, because I did really like them when we first moved in. I thought they felt very kind of cottagey and very rustic. But the more we've lived with them, the more I just think they're never gonna look particularly nice. And the kitchen's kind of been quite interesting really, because obviously in the first tour I was talking all about how we wanted to get a new kitchen straight away, and we were going to extend it out, we were going to like push this back wall back over the patio and make it much bigger and stuff. But actually it's fine. Like the size of it is absolutely fine. Yes, it's not a big impressive kitchen, but for two people, and the chances are it's probably always going to be a couple that live in this house, it's absolutely fine. So I definitely got a bit carried away with all of that, and I think we've now decided that it probably wouldn't be worth us doing an extension on this kitchen. Obviously now it's just filled with our own little touches, which we really love. I haven't gone too mad and bought anything too crazy for here, because obviously we do want to put a new kitchen in at some point. This little bit of the kitchen is kind of what we've almost like jazzed up the most. I suppose this was just the gap where the fridge was going to go, but you saw us pop these shelves in. A little IKEA trolley down here just for a little couple of extra shelves of storage, and my beautiful handmade fruit basket. And this side is pretty much the same. Nothing too exciting, but we've tried to just kind of make the best of it. We've got our little coffee corner here, and we do have a washing machine, which wasn't there when we first moved in, so that was quite a major purchase. But as I said, no point in buying anything too exciting really, because hopefully we'll have a new kitchen one of these days. If you want to know something really boring and really uninteresting, well, let me tell you about the boiler. Way more than just like a visual thing. Our water heating system in this house is actually super old-fashioned, and that is the job that is actually next on the list for us, which is so boring and so expensive, but quite an important one. So soon this boiler won't be here. We're gonna take out this boiler and we're gonna put it in the cupboard in the study so that it's kind of hidden away. See, these are the things that are just, you don't think about these when you buy a house, and then you come to own it and you're like, oh, I actually have to do stuff like that. But we thought it'd be cool to take it out of here anyway, because then that kind of frees up. That's almost like another cupboard space really, which in this kitchen is precious stuff. The bathroom is actually downstairs, which you probably already know, and it links onto the kitchen like this. So we just go through here, and there it is. And as you can see, this literally looks exactly the same. We have done nothing to this. Absolutely nothing, except add a cute bath mat. We've got a couple of little containers on the window here, and that's about it. This is the room that I want to make a priority. I hate this bathroom. Everything about it I hate it. I mean, it's fine, it's clean, it's functional, it's absolutely fine, and definitely doesn't cause us any problems, but it's just like stuff like this, like nothing fits as it should. So I am starting to think about what we want from this bathroom, what we want to do to it, in terms of like getting a new bathroom fitted. Do we want to keep the bath? Do we want to just get a big walk-in shower? So if you've got any suggestions about what you would do with this tiny bathroom space, if I remember, I'll actually leave the kind of dimensions of this bathroom in the description box, because I don't think it even conveys like how little it is on camera. What I think will happen is that this kind of end of the bathroom will be like a walk-in shower. The sink will probably move around here, and it'll just be a lot more modern. I think we'll probably just not have a bath in here, but if you think that's a bad idea, let me know. But then coming out of the back door, we'll have a little look at the garden, because the garden is something that we just absolutely love. I think especially through lockdown, we've just been so grateful to have this outside space. Got our lovely little bamboo furniture set, which was from Argos. I've got my little seeds growing on the old vinyl trolley. Adam's barbecue setup sitting over there. We've got our lovely pots, which have come out so nicely. And then we just never know what's going to pop up in the garden next. We're constantly surprised by what grows. Oh, actually, I know what I can show you today. So hidden in and amongst all the greenery over here, we spotted strawberries. It's honestly one of my favourite things about this house now, and it's made us realise that actually we probably wouldn't sacrifice any of this outside space just to make the kitchen slightly bigger. It probably wouldn't make that much difference for the kitchen, but it would make a huge difference for the garden. Let's now head upstairs and I can show you how we're looking upstairs. Told you all about the carpet, it needs to go. In terms of the loft, we're gonna do something with that. It's not really big enough to like properly convert it into anything useful, but at the moment it's just like beams and insulation, like you can't even walk across it properly, or really store stuff up there. So we're gonna get some flooring just put down up there and get like a proper like fold down ladder fitted as well. There isn't actually that much storage available to us either, so it'd be good to get that like usable so we can just put stuff up there and pretend it doesn't exist. I'll do spare bedroom first, because you've seen the main bedroom a few times as well. So over this way. The spare bedroom slash office is definitely not looking too cute right now. But believe me when I tell you, it's looking a whole lot better than it was about a week ago. I spent 2 whole days clearing this room last week. I had like a major clear out, got rid of loads of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, which I really recommend, by the way. If you're just like looking for a clear out and you just want to get rid of stuff, Facebook Marketplace is a great shout. If you're just giving stuff away for free, people want anything. This hasn't really changed all that much. It's just got a whole lot more stuff in it. Once we've got this new boiler sorted, obviously this is what I was talking about. This is the huge hot water cylinder that we have. So that's gonna be gone and we're gonna put the new boiler in here. So there's no point in really doing anything in this room until that's done, because I think they're gonna have to take a bit of the floor up and stuff. So we've got the lovely floorboards still. I do kind of regret not getting these sanded and like re-varnished before we moved in. The thought of doing that now with all the stuff in is just, I literally can't, that's never gonna happen. But I do kind of regret not doing that. But anyway, too late. A little bit of an office space. Got a few like bits of work stuff over here. This is all stuff for a little upcoming project, which you'll see at some point soon. Very mysterious. Then I have the shelves of doom, which are my secret shame. I really need to do something about that and get them all shipped off to charity. And then this lovely locker, which I still really love, and it's gonna look amazing when this room is sorted. But we haven't really done a whole lot to this. I mean, we're so lucky that we have this second bedroom, because just the fact that we could both kind of agree and say like, okay, we don't need that second bedroom to be amazing anytime soon, so let's just use that as the dumping ground basically, so that we can make the spaces that we do spend loads of time in, we can make them clear and clean, and everything will have a home in those rooms, and everything else could just be shoved into the spare room for now. And that's what this has become, but that's worked quite well for us really, because it's allowed us to be able to make the other rooms a lot more livable. It definitely needs a really good lick of paint. As you can see, the ceiling is quite grey. It's looking quite worn actually, and the walls are this delightful magnolia. We all love a bit of magnolia, don't we? So I want to paint them white. I do think I would quite like a colour wall, so maybe this one here. We're going to put a sofa bed in here, and I'm basically just trying to work out what the best storage option is. This is a room for another day. This is a room for another 6 months down the line. So we're gonna hop across into here, and this room you have seen before, and nothing too much has changed, I don't think, since the last time you saw this. I think similarly to the living room, the paint job really brightened this place up. and this is very different to how it looked when we moved in as well. Obviously we changed these curtains to something a lot more kind of drapey and light and floaty and pretty compared to what was there before. There was just like cropped gold ones there before. We added some drawers in over this side. We've got this lovely mirror, which we still need to put up. Hello! There's a little trio of prints up here, which you've seen before, and I really love this room. I think it's really, really lovely. We've actually turned the little fireplace recently into like a bookshelf almost. I literally just had all these books stacked up against this wall in the study, but I thought I might as well stack them up in a fireplace and make them look cute. So I really like that actually. As handy as these like built-in wardrobes are, and as great as they've been to just have them there to shove all our stuff in, I actually think the style of them it's not really our thing anymore. And I'm potentially thinking that I might look into getting a carpenter to put some new doors on them maybe, and kind of like change this up a bit. I don't know, I just feel like they don't really go with like the rest of our style now. The major problem that we had in this room was the roof. We had quite bad, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, quite bad water damage above the bed here where we had issues with the roof. We knew there was problems with the roof when we moved in. It was like the major thing that came up on the survey, but basically we kept putting it off and putting it off because it was so expensive, and then in the end we put it off way too long. So that'll be another top tip as well. If anything major comes up, get on that. So yeah, we have got a little bit of water damage on the ceiling, which I've got some stain block that I'm gonna paint that. We've had the roof fixed now, by the way. We had the roof fixed quite a while ago now actually. It was just before Corona kicked off, and then at the same time as well we got like the gutters sorted and loads of stuff like that, which is really boring and so expensive. But I guess where it might look like we haven't done all that much like visually to the house, we've done all the kind of major important structural stuff that we did have to do, and the boiler is the last of those really boring jobs to cross off the list. Sometimes I look at this house and I think, oh my god, we've done nothing. Why don't we paint this? Why don't we do this? Blah blah blah. But as I said, what's the point in rushing it? Like, we do it when we feel like it and when we're motivated to do it, and everything else is livable. So I think, Florence, that's the end of the house tour. So we're just doing little bits and bobs as we go really. It's gonna be an ongoing thing for years, but I'm quite happy with what we've done so far. I think the bits that we have done look really nice. They feel very us. I just wanted to say as well, if you look around this house and you think, oh my god, that would look amazing, please let me know if there's any great ideas that you've got, because we're totally open to them, and loads of stuff that's been left in the comments we've actually done to this house, and it's been a really good decision. So it's really helpful when you guys have ideas and leave them in the comments, so please do that. I think it's going to be great. A new kitchen and a new bathroom will definitely be a game changer in this house. When we get that far down the line, I will do another little one of these, and it'll be really fun to like compare all the stages. And even though these are not the big renovation vlogs that you might have had in mind, I hope you're enjoying coming along the ride with us. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little update. I mean, you've seen it all regularly, but it's quite nice to like do a little comparison and see it all together. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.